Hello, welcome to my new boxing review. This is the Gennady Golovkin Daniel Geale fight. So Golovkin and Geale just fought this past weekend for the WBA and IBO middleweight titles. Gennady Golovkin has 16 consecutive knockouts before this fight, or 17, and obviously is seen as the best middleweight in the division. Obviously other champions like Peter Quillen, the WBO champion, and Mika Cotto, the WBC champion as well, obviously are seen as obviously top fighters, but obviously in many people's eyes and critics, Golovkin is the outright best fighter in the division. You also have Daniel Geale, obviously his opponent. Daniel Geale is a former WBA and IBF middleweight champion himself, beating the likes of Felix Sturm, but also losing to the likes of Darren Barker. So for this fight, it was seen as obviously Golovkin's hardest test because Daniel Geale's obviously a good fighter, beating some good people like Felix Sturm obviously and that. So it was a good test. He's got good boxing skills. Doesn't have the best power available, but he does know obviously how to box. He's got good movement and he's a tough fighter. Never been knocked out. I don't think he's even been knocked down as well either. So it would be a real test because up until this point, Golovkin's best opponent was probably Curtis Stevens, but then again, Golovkin knocked him out gradually in the 8th round, I think. So up until this point, obviously, Geale was seen as the toughest assignment. So I didn't watch this fight, unfortunately, but I saw the knockdowns, and obviously the end result was a 3rd round knockout. Obviously, Golovkin once again demonstrated his destructive power, and I was surprised how this fight ended really short because I did think Geale was to take him into the later rounds, maybe test Golovkin's chin or maybe his stability, because I don't know if... I know Golovkin's obviously gone this a handful of times, but if you look at his record, it's obviously 31, I think it was 30 and 27 with knockouts, which is obviously a huge knockout ratio because obviously look at it, I mean, I think that's the highest knockout ratio of any current champion in boxing at the minute, which is obviously a great achievement to have, obviously, because who else can really rival his power? I mean, he punches like a heavyweight sometimes that I've seen. I've seen Golovkin fight a couple of times, and I've been impressed, obviously, with his overall fighting ability. His chin, obviously, I've seen him been hit a couple of times hard, but nothing really hurt him really. And he's got a good structure about him, good stance. His footwork is quite strong, and obviously his punching power, how he can punch from all different angles and set up certain moves. He's got a good jab, and his obviously body punching is obviously destructive as hell. Obviously clearly seen against Matthew Macklin, which obviously was maybe one of his other toughest tests as well, but then again he knocked him out comfortably as well. So it's a shame Geale got knocked out because, like I said, I did think Geale would show a lot more toughness, but then again, being tough and good obviously in one fight doesn't necessarily mean you're going to obviously be good in one fight, because look, if you can beat Felix Sturm, but then again he lost to Darren Barker. Darren Barker is a good, okay fighter, but nothing special. If you can beat Felix Sturm, who's obviously a respected fighter and hard to get a victory out of Germany, but then he lost to obviously Darren Barker, it's obviously hard to see how really people consider Geale as a tough opponent for Golovkin. But then again, who knows what sort of fighter would turn up obviously on Saturday night in obviously David Geale. But obviously Golovkin got the win, so obviously he's going to move on to bigger and better things, like he said in the press conference. He wants to fight Mika Cotto or Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Only both of those fighters would be great. But also I read as well that Golovkin obviously wants to fight Peter Quillen as well to unify all the belts. That would be a great achievement as well, and I can see Golovkin doing it as well because with the destructive power he's got, he looks unbeatable at the minute in the middleweight division. I know Mika Cotto is a tough fighter, but then again Mika Cotto has been in a lot of wars, obviously, and time will tell if obviously his age will show in that fight if it does happen. I don't see that fight happening because Freddie Roach obviously is a good trainer, but sometimes he has obviously protected his fighters from obviously dangerous opponents, and this could be one of them as well. But who knows what might happen. Then we could fight Chavez Jr. That'd be a great fight. Yeah, obviously, yeah, we'd have to go to the super middleweight division, but then again, that would be a great fight. They did sign a contract before, but Chavez never signed it because of I think it was a personal reason. I'm not sure what that was about. So that fight could still be in the cards, maybe later in the year or maybe next year. Who knows? Time will tell. But for obviously Golovkin, he's got a lot of good things to be pleased about. Obviously, still champion. Obviously, like I said, probably the best middleweight fighter in the world at the minute in division, and he's got a lot of good fights to look on the horizon. So this has been my Gennady Golovkin, Daniel Geale fight review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.